Hi friends. Um before I get into things, I know I'm not on a balcony and I'm solo. Um this is more of a Sarah Bronner pod tonight rather than Bronner's on the balcony. Also, I was going to call this a spatula, but it's not a spatula. I don't know what this is called. But have you guys ever seen those videos where like people attach their microphones to the most random things and that's what they use? I low key understand it since I don't have like one of those mics that like sit in front of me or something. And I don't want to just like hold a microphone like this. So don't let this distract you from everything else. um, but hi, this is my living room and Harlow's right in front of me. And I got Louis on the monitor. Yeah, here he is. Um, so yeah, so let's get into it. Okay. Maybe. Okay. So I've had it on my heart to actually talk about a couple things. Um, but I think the thing I want to focus on tonight, because it's something that is like he's trying to eat it. Um, happening daily and happening within me daily. And so I just want to talk about it. And that is the great topic of postpartum. Um, postpartum. It's like, okay, well, what about it? Pretty much everything. Um, from the postpartum depression to postpartum anxiety to postpartum rage, which no one told me was a thing. Um, and just all of it, and just kind of like where I'm at, what my goals are for healing, and where God is in the midst of it. So after I had Louis, um, I didn't. I was like, I cried, but mostly because I was in pain. I didn't struggle with the postpartum depression, and I was passing. You know, if you haven't had a kid yet, when you go to your post exams with your OB, and when you go to your baby's appointments, they will have you fill out this thing of questions, or they'll ask you the questions, and it's on the scale, and it will like let them know how you're doing and if you're okay. And for like the first month to 2 months, I was passed with flying colors. I was fine. Um, except I wasn't in a way. The depression side was fine at first. Um, but what happened is I started experiencing postpartum rage, which so sorry for Harlow. You're fine, bud. Which is 1,000,000,000% a thing. Um, and for someone, he's gonna have to go. For someone who already struggles with having somewhat of a short fuse, postpartum rage makes that fuse non-existent. And so it's like rather than like waiting for like your fuse to like calm down and explode, it's like as soon as something happens, you explode. Um, and it's been hard on me. It's been hard on Jason. And it's yeah, so it's been hard on all those aspects. Um, honestly, it's weird because the one place like I know some moms struggle with when they experience postpartum, they struggle with like their child and like loving their child and all that stuff. Not struggled with that part at all. It's been everything directed honestly towards Jason and my relationship with him. Um, and so like I kept failing the after a while I kept failing the tests that they give you, and like my OB was like, all right, let's figure out what we can do to help this. Um, so I started on the lowest dose of depression medicine. Because it wasn't like depression wasn't like the top thing. It was honestly anxiety and then the postpartum rage. Sorry, I talk with my hands, my bad. Um, and so I was doing that for a while, but then I was failing my tests again. Um, this dog, guys. So they suggested I talk to someone. So I've been doing therapy for, I think my 8 weeks was week of Christmas maybe, but we didn't meet that week, so we met last week. And I did my test that they do, and my depression score actually went up too. Um, but in doing the therapy and stuff, we're trying to come up with ways for me to um deal with the frustration and anger that I feel, or irritation, not frustration, but irritation and anger that I feel a lot of the times, um, and like 90% of the time. And then also with the negative mindset that comes along with anxiety and the depression side. So, what brought all this up is yesterday, things kind of like exploded in a way with me and Jason. And it was 100% of me not watching like what I was saying. And it was because like when I got mad, it was just rather than like getting mad and working up to the point where you say something and like can think about what you say, I just exploded and said, um, and something that I've had to deal with and acknowledge is like, or not acknowledge because I don't want to acknowledge it, but something that I've had to deal with is honestly, the guilt that comes after the explosion. And not just yesterday, but like with me. Um, okay. So trying to remember where I was at. Um, but yeah, not just yesterday, but really anytime it happens, there's so much guilt that follows it and shame. And in the beginning, that was one of the things too, is like it would happen and then like I would feel so guilty for letting my emotions get to where they were, even though they were already there. I just didn't understand it. And then I would cry because I felt guilty. A- And it was just like this cycle. And it honestly still is a cycle that I'm still working through. Like, I honestly wish that I could make this video and be like, it's something I used to struggle with or I did struggle with, but that's not the case. It's something that I am struggling with and I am trying to heal and go through. And something that I like when me and Jason sat down and talked last night, something I had to address is like, I don't even understand what's going on with my body. Like, I don't understand why, like, my temper sits at 90%. So, like, rather than starting down here and working up, it's like it constantly sits here, and there's only that much space to get to where, like, I'm done. Um, and I don't know why. I know it has something to do with the hormones and everything that you're going through and dealing with, and it just sucks. It sucks for me. It sucks for him. It just sucks all around. And um it's like I'm at this point right now where God has just like been talking to me and telling me that He wants my time. Like He wants me and my time. So I deleted social media. I have Facebook right now, but that's because we're about to be selling some things. And yeah, so that's why I have Facebook right now, but I'm not looking at it. I do have TikTok right now. I need to stop looking at it, but I have it so I can post. Anyways, I'm gonna keep coming up with these excuses, so my bad. Um, but like he's been asking me for my time, and so I've been trying to give that more. And um, last night in church during one of the song, look at this dog, guys. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Here. Um, something during praise and worship that I felt God just telling me last night was and this was like after mine and Jason's blow up. We hadn't resolved it, but we went to church together. Usually he's um teaching his area, but he went to church with me and we sat through it and we talked like 2 hours later because he was still had stuff to do at church. But and he was just like telling me, reminding me, like, I want your time, I want that relationship, and like healing is coming. Um, and it's a weird thing to hear that because it's like, why can't you just make me normal now? Why can't you just make me okay now? Um, but something that I also am reminded of is that we are humans. Um we deal with the earthly sicknesses and all that stuff. And frankly, right now I kind of just want to also blame Eve. Like, chick just had to eat from the tree. But um but it sucks because it's like in those times when I feel guilty and like so ashamed, like shame does not come from God. God does not put shame on us. Um and like just trying to remind myself like that is a me feeling, that's not a godly feeling. And so like going through this and feeling these things, but also like trying to better myself with God in a relationship is like so like like I'm fighting against myself, it feels like. And that's something I told Jason last night. I was like, where like this isn't just a situation where like it's something that somebody brought to my attention that I just need to work on. It's something where I know that it's a thing and I know that it's a problem and I'm working on it, but because of the chemicals and the hormones and everything that are off in my body, they're working against me. Like as I'm trying to get better and as I'm trying to heal and work through this, like the hormones in my body are just like, nah, we still here. And can I help you? No? Stop. Um, so that's just what I had to explain to him. And um I had to get put Harlow in his crate because he's on one tonight. Um but anyways, I know like those feelings that like I feel against myself and the negativity I feel against myself are not from God. And that's not what he wants for me. Um and like healing is coming. It's just coming in his timing and in the timing, frankly, of our human bodies to work things and heal in that way. Just something that I've realized in this is postpartum. depression, anxiety, rage, all that stuff. It's not talked about a lot. And the amount of women that fall to it is a lot. The amount of women that seek help is very little. Um, the amount of women who can't find a way out of it is a lot. Um, and it's sad that that's part, like, of our society, especially when mental health is such like a big topic everywhere, and it's like postpartum depression and all the things is a part of that mental health, but it's just not addressed in the manner that it should be. Um, but so where God is in all this, he's talking to me a lot right now. Um, Honestly, up until recently, I felt very like not abandoned, but very like solo. It's just me. Like, I have to figure a way out of it. And that's not what God wants for us either. Like, He wants us to depend on Him. Um, and I have been watching a lot of um Crust with Coffee on Ice with your host, Ali Yost. But I've been watching a lot of her podcasts, and she's not married yet, and she's not doesn't have any kids. But honestly, her podcasts lately have just been like God is just like slapping me on the face and being like, "You hearing this? Like, 'cause this is what you need to hear." In a loving way, of course, but so it's just all the things. It's just all the things, and like I said, I wish that I could say like I'm so good. I'm doing so good. In reality, I'm not doing so good. In reality, I'm really not doing that good at all. Um, and it's hard on a marriage, and it's hard on one's mental health. It's just hard. It's all the things. It's all the things that you could feel and work through. And it's just crazy because it's like I have a baby that I love so much, and like more than I ever thought that I could love anyone or anything. And he makes my bad days good. And when I'm in those like moments of like rage where all I see is red, um, I look at him and it's instantly gone. And I thank God for that. That little like reality check of bringing me back down. But I just wish that it wasn't a thing at all. Cause like, who wants to feel these things in your child's like first year of life, and some women experience it way longer. Um, Hope he's almost a year old, so I hope it's not like this forever. But it just sucks that it's something that is happening, like I said, during his first year of life, when it's like all of these first, all these good things, all this stuff. Um, but in the background and in the open, still struggling with all the stuff of having a baby. Um, and it's just crazy. One of the biggest things is like feeling so alone. That was one thing, even before all this hit, like it did. Is like the first, let's say, month of your baby's life. You're getting so many texts and so many people checking in, wondering how you're doing, or like, all this stuff. You're getting, not everyone does this, but like meal trains and like all this stuff. So all these people are checking in on you. And then it's just like one day it just stops. It just stops. And you're still here. Maybe going back to work. Maybe I'm still on maternity leave. And you're alone. You're alone. And all those people who were checking up on you and were having conversations with you aren't checking up on you, aren't having conversations with you. Um, it's it's hard, and it's like a slap to the face almost. And I know people don't do it on purpose. It's just a reality of what happens. And and for new moms or not new moms, it's a weird place to be in. It's a weird feeling of feeling so loved, and then honestly, like in my case, of feeling so loved, and then when all of like this stuff started to hit with the postpartum stuff, then feeling so alone because people weren't there. And um there's like honestly some people I'm working at, like through, um I'm asking God to not make me talk to them, like have a conversation to work it out, because I just really want to forgive and move on, um and like forgive in the background, because I'm not ready, at least to the point to let them know that it hurt me the way that it did. um but so I'm working through that, but it's just weird. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. It's very lonely. And for the moms and for the new moms, I'll just talk to you for a moment because I'm a new mom, and these things are so new, and these things are so, like, you might hear it like thrown out there or like talked about a little bit, but to the magnitude that it should be talked about and should be addressed, it's not there. Um, and I say that I was alone, and I say that I was lonely, and but I don't want to discount the people that like were there when I like reached out or was like, I need someone and I need help. And um because those people are there, obviously. um but it's different, and I hope that if you're watching this and you are someone who has been there for me, like, I'm so thankful and I love you so much. And I acknowledge you and I see you. I'm not just specifically talking about that, but like just the magnitude of people that are there for you and then they're just not, is just a little crazy. But yeah. So I think like in making this, I just kind of want to talk about like the realness of postpartum, the realness of feeling the guilt and the shame, and that those things are from God, and He wants to love you through it, and He wants to hug you and hold your hand and walk with you through this. Um, and like I'm speaking to myself too right now. But like also just acknowledge that everything you see, Jason said this not that long ago, but everything you see on social media is not like what it is. Like the happy moments that I've posted and talked about like are 1,000% real. Those moments are real, but there are so many moments between those, that aren't shown and aren't for the world to see. Um, but in a sense, I also have to be real, and I have been, and usually am, and I'm not going to stop now, just because this is a topic that like I'm still figuring out and I'm still walking through. Um, but also for people to know, if anyone watches this, like, you're not alone. Um, and there are people, and it's okay to seek therapy. It's okay. my goal is to not be on medicine for the rest of my life. Um, and like my therapist knows it's a real goal, my OB, and like they are ready to work me off of it when I'm ready. And so like needing those things, I was so against it, but it's what I've needed. And I love my therapist. And um does the medicine actually help? I don't know. But I'm not upping the dosage, but those things, seeking help is okay, and talking about it is okay. Um and sharing it with God and letting him just hug you and wrap his arms around you while you're going through it is okay. And that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to rely on him, and he wants you to just trust in him and to fall into him, and let him love you through it. Doesn't mean it's going to go away right when you want it to. Like, I wish it would just go away right now, but like that's not the case, and that's just not how it goes. Um but also know that communication is huge when it comes to if you are married and you have a spouse. Um, just letting them know, because I really, until last night, like, I hadn't ever explained to Jason, like, where I was sitting at 90% of the time when it comes to my temper, my emotions, and all that stuff. Um, and so talking to him and just kind of letting him know where I was at, I feel like took such a weight off of my shoulders. Um, but yeah, so I don't know if this is going to hit home with anyone or help anyone, but um if you're going through this or like experiencing anything like this, like, people are here. Um there are people to love you and help you and walk you through it. Not through it, but walk with you through it. Um but yeah, so that's all. I will be back, honestly, probably by myself shortly, because there are just like other things that um I feel like have been laid on my heart to kind of just be talking about. And so I'm going to be talking about them. But love you guys.